Greetings. I wanted to make a quick video to introduce myself to the 100-day prayer group. My name is Pete Dymond. You've probably seen my name on some of the prayer emails that went out, and I know some of you know me and a lot of you don't. You're probably on the prayer list because of your relationship with Robert Morris. So I wanted to just take a few minutes to introduce myself to you guys and to give you an update on what's going on with the Young Life Ministry here in Arlington in Jacksonville. So a little bit about me. I'm married to my beautiful wife Lynn. We've been married for 17 years. We have a total of 5 children. The oldest 2 are from her first marriage. That's Chris and Chelsea. So our oldest son Chris, he just got married last year, and he's going to be 30 years old this summer, which is hard to believe. And our oldest daughter Chelsea, she's 26, and she is married and has our first grandbaby daughter Piper. We've also got 3 other kids, Pierce, Julia and Audrey, who are still at the house. Pierce is in high school, Julia is in middle school, and Audrey is about to go into middle school. So that's our family. As you can probably detect from my accent, I was not born in the United States. I'm originally from England. I came here in 1993, and it's a long story, but the bottom line is I came here to meet my dad. My parents divorced when I was about 5 years old. We were living in Bahrain in the Middle East at the time, and I only saw him a couple of times when I was growing up. And when I was 19, my life in England circled the toilet, and through a series of events I was able to track my dad down here to Jacksonville, Florida. Came over for a visit and was able to get a green card through him, and have been here ever since. So that's a quick family story. Church history: I didn't get saved until I was 28. God showed up powerfully in my life and radically changed my life, and I've been serving him ever since. So I've been involved in youth ministry primarily for over 20 years now in 3 different churches. I'm currently the youth director at Emmaus Church. I'm also an elder there at Emmaus. We've been attending Emmaus for about 12 years now. What else? I have a business, which is what I use to pay the bills. I'm also a chaplain for the Loop restaurant chain. Some of you may not know, but the Loop pizza grill restaurant chain is owned by a Christian family, and so they have a chaplain at each of their stores. So I'm the chaplain at the Beach Boulevard San Pablo location. So the youth ministry role at Emmaus is a part-time job. The chaplain is very, very part-time, and so I run my business to earn the income that we need to support our family. I'm also on board with Young Life in a very part-time status right now, as we seek to fundraise and get to the place where I can sell a business and focus on the Young Life Ministry here in Arlington full-time. So that's a little bit about me and my family and my church background. So I want to give you a quick update on where we're at currently. God's been doing some amazing things. We've connected with some other ministries that are going on here in the Arlington area. One of the most exciting is Connections 838 Ministry, which is a student ministry on Jacksonville University campus. It's pretty crazy. The gentleman's name is Johnny, and he and his wife basically have college students over to their house to eat dinner and a little Bible study. And what started out with a half a dozen students a few years ago has blossomed into it's crazy, but they have between 60 and 80 students 3 nights a week at their house that they're pouring into. And so instead of trying to start a Young Life ministry on Jacksonville University campus, what we're going to do is partner with Johnny's ministry, and our hope is that through that connection God will bring us some student leaders who will be interested in serving the Lord in the high school and middle schools here in the Arlington area. So that's kind of cool, and we'll wait to see how that plays out. We've also made connections with Fort Caroline Baptist Church, and that's going to be neat to see how that relationship blossoms as well. I went to a youth workers lunch meeting there earlier this year, and met some other youth pastors and children's church workers from the area, so that's cool. Arlington Baptist Church, it's yay for the Baptist churches. The daughter of one of the missionary families that we support at Emmaus, she just recently married the pastor, Todd, at Arlington Baptist Church, so there's a pretty cool connection there. And then finally, River City Baptist Church. I said it was yay Baptist churches, but River City Baptist Church recently took over a building on Merrill Road, and my son and our church pastor's son play basketball for Harvest Christian School, and they've been using the gymnasium at River City Baptist Church for their home gym. And long story short, but it's a pretty cool story, so I'll just share it with you. Like I said, they took over this old church building, and it's needed a lot of work. And we noticed that the gymnasium floor where the boys were playing basketball was pretty dirty. And we also have a gymnasium floor at Emmaus. In fact, our sanctuary is actually a gymnasium. And we have a big walk-behind auto scrubber floor cleaning machine. So we said to the leadership at River City Baptist, would you mind if we brought our machine over and a couple of our maintenance guys and cleaned the floor for you for free? And so they were very excited about that, and we were able to do that. So we made a pretty cool connection with River City Baptist Church as well. So that's kind of where we're at. Young Lives, which you may or may not be familiar with, is a part of Young Life, and Young Lives ministry is focused on teen moms that are in high schools and of high school age. And so they have a group that's already meeting at Terry Parker High School here in Jacksonville, and the beaches area, which is the area that encompasses essentially everything on the east side of the city from downtown out to the beach. They currently use Emmaus for their club meetings, and so we have a connection with them already, and they've got such a good reputation and such good favor with the school administration at Terry Parker, because they've been loving on these teen girls and the dads in some cases, that we're hoping to use that relationship to springboard the launch of Young Life on campus. Which brings us to the current situation, which is time. As I said before, I'm involved in youth ministry at Emmaus, which is really not a huge demand on my time. I do the Loop chaplain thing as well. And of course I run my business, which is what we use to pay the bills. So our focus right now is to raise the funds that we need to allow me to sell the business and go full-time with Young Life. So currently we have about $20,000 raised. Our first year budget is $125,000. A portion of that will be my salary, health insurance and all that good stuff, and the rest of that money will be used for the expenses that we'll incur as we reach out to the kids. So right now our plan is to raise the money. The way Young Life works is we have to have 50% of that money raised before I can launch full time. And so as soon as that money comes in and the support is raised, we will initiate actually doing the work on the campuses at Fort Caroline Middle School, Arlington Middle School, and Terry Parker High School will be our initial schools that we're going to focus on. So that's kind of where we're at with the ministry. I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for your prayers. Nothing meaningful that's ever done on behalf of the Lord is done without it being saturated in prayer. And so I really thank you for praying for us. We're actually considering doing another 100-day prayer email again through this summer. And I really want you to join with me in praying that the finances would come in to allow me to go full-time with Young Life, and that that would happen through this summer, so that hopefully at the beginning of the school year 2020 we'd be able to actually be on campus and start making meaningful connections with these kids. So with that said, if you want to hear more about the mission explicitly, more details, I'm going to put a link to another video somewhere up here, which will be about how you could support us. And then if you want to hear the story of how I got involved in Young Life in the first place, there'll be another video posted somewhere that's called The Great Banquet Story, and that will kind of tell you how I met Robert Morris and how this whole thing got started. So once again, thank you so much for all of your prayers and your support. And this is Pete Dymond for Young Life in Arlington, Jacksonville. Thanks and God bless.